Alright, so welcome to another video on the channel. My name is Paul, and in today's video I'm gonna show you how to run a successful ad campaign for your local home improvement business. So in that way you can run a successful campaign and get tons of leads and basically get a reliable source of, well, new coming leads for an affordable price and basically run a successful business. So I've prepared a presentation here so I can basically explain you everything so you can have a better understanding overall. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video and let's get straight into it. So before getting started, I am the founder of adimproves.com, which is essentially a business that helps home improvement business owners get a reliable source of income by basically automating the whole lead acquisition system. So if you'd like to be interested in all this stuff, you can visit us there. Now, with that being said, the whole point of advertising, right? Well, basically it is very simple. The whole point of advertising is making marketing an investment and not an expense by basically, investing your money on something that, will have a return, will make a return on investment as big as possible in the future. And we have to really understand that because when you are investing, you are not, playing for the quick money. You are playing in a longer term game in which you know that in the long, method, in the long metric, you are going to get, a return on investment, which is the whole point of it, right? Now, once we approach that, advertisement is an investment, we have to also understand that the whole point of advertising is getting more people to know about your stuff and basically creating you more and better opportunities to sell your service or product to more people and basically grow your business, right? Now, if you approach marketing as an investment, you'll start to see that there's a whole new world that you're going to have to learn in order to, basically analyze data. And that's the whole point of it. You will have to track your metrics and you'll have to basically track the success of a campaign based on results and not based on emotions, right? Now, your client acquisition process objectives when running ads is to generate leads. If you can, automatically pre-qualify them, then following up and nurturing them, and finally generate the sale. Now, this is the process that you'll have to repeat over and over again. And honestly, this is the exact same process that we follow at my own agency. Basically, we generate those leads, we automatically qualify them, then we follow up and nurture them with, before and after projects, basically maintaining the lead up to date. And then once we, get in touch with the lead, we generate the sale thanks to all this process that helps on closing the actual deal, right? So when you want to advertise your services, you have to choose an advertisement platform. And there's a huge variety, right? You can choose from Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok, Twitter. I mean, this is not even counting the online lead generation services that you can also choose from. So there's a huge variety on, when generating your, leads, right? But you'll have to choose it based on where most of your customers are. Basically, the standard is Google, right? Because, when you are looking for home renovation, the first thing you may think of, right, is home renovations or kitchen renovations in the area that you're located, right? And so the Google is kind of the standard because you can, put yourself at the top of your local listings and basically appear there. But Google, since it's the standard, you have to pay a lot of money to actually get at the top. So what is the kind of new way of advertising? And basically the new way of actually break records and make your business, a whole new, machine of attracting leads. And it's basically, what we offer. I'm not saying that you can only advertise yourself in Facebook and Instagram, but you can basically, create a blue ocean on any social media you may think of by actually doing what the others are not doing, which is getting outside of Google and actually, trying new things out, right? In this case, Facebook and Instagram, which is what I specialize myself in. in, and well, basically what I'm going to explain you in this video. So what we've seen that's proven to work on these platforms on Facebook and Instagram is that you can choose from a different variety of ad campaigns. So you are not only relying on, generating leads, or you are not only relying on, advertising itself to make people see who you are. You can actually choose. So for example, you can go for awareness. Basically, make people remember who your business is, where you're located, for example. You can also go for traffic, so you can run ads only to make people go and click to your website and actually watch the website. You can also generate engagement ads, which is basically to get more followers, more likes, more comments, and basically get, more credibility on your social media. You can also make a campaign that targets leads. So this will be kind of your objective, since if you are looking for leads and if you are looking to basically contact them, this will be your go-to. But you can also set up campaigns for sales. So if you have a website and you have some products to sell in there, you can also make, ad campaigns that are specifically made to, well, make people into actually buying customers into that actual campaign. Now, you would be thinking, which is the one that I would want to use? Well, there's a huge variety and it depends on, well, what your main objectives are, but the best ones I would say are the leads and the sales, because both of them you can actually make the people go into a website or into a, sort of qualifying process in which you can see which type of person wants to actually get that product or services. So the question here would be, where should you focus on? So it's kind of, always finding that spot in which you would say it's the sweet spot, I would say, in which you reach as much people as possible for the lowest price as possible with the highest qualifying as possible, right? And it's all about finding that sweet spot. So it's all about A/B testing, and it's all about creating a system when you are looking for those leads. So what I mean by that is that you'll have to test a lot and you'll have to see what these leads are looking for, because at the beginning you're going to get a huge amount of leads probably, and you won't be calling all day and all day long on those leads, because it's tiring and most of them won't be even qualified. So it's all about generating a huge amount of leads, but creating a funnel that filters these leads, creating this system that automatically filters these leads and actually just gives you the most qualified ones. But before actually jumping into all this process, I want to first make an important statement, and that is the foundation of a performing ad pair. If you want a performing ad, the first thing you would have to keep in mind is to have a solid offer. If you don't have a solid offer, well, to basically give it away to your customers and to see how they react, if you don't have any sort of offer outside of the market and outside of giving, free estimates or whatever, right? You need a solid offer that when people sees that offer, they will think about, oh, this is actually something that I want to look after, right? So if you don't have anything to offer, don't even try. And this is really my honest opinion. And this is really, what I would say, the truth, right? If you don't have anything to offer, don't even try to run ads, because people won't, usually resonate with. So what I'm basically trying to explain here is that people are not used to, buying things unless there's something pushing them to do it. And this, sort of relationship, this sort of, pushing method, you can basically see examples like, Black Friday offers or percentage offers, in which you see, huge amounts of discounts. But if you actually see the tracking record of the Black Friday sales, right, you can see that they offer all these huge discounts. And I'm not telling you that you have to do a huge discount, right? But you have to basically have a solid offer. And again, if you see the track record of the Black Friday days throughout the years, you can see that that exact day or that exact week, a lot of businesses are making huge amounts of money for basically just providing this source of discounts, and they are able to live throughout the whole year by just this one day or week, right? Now, we have to keep in mind that the prospect won't directly buy your product or services. There's a time before the action. Now, here's a timeline from the moment someone is aware of the problem, from the moment someone sees your product or your services, from the moment they take action, right? And that is usually, a huge time frame in which, as you can see, the first touch point is, at point 0. And from the moment they see your ad, from the moment they take action, they actually, they need a lot of time to think about it. And the objective of running ads of this type, right, is to, shortcut your way to getting your leads to act faster, right? You need to, get that first touch point, and within some days maybe get them to act and get the sale. And the whole point of advertising itself, it's getting into your lead's mind, into your prospect's mind, and actually, creating that internal fire that would say, they think about, should I get this renovation? Shouldn't I? But then you introduce yourself with your solid offer, with your services, and you shortcut your way into getting a sale, right? Now, what type of ads should you set up in order to run a profitable campaign, in order to, shortcut your way into getting more deals, into getting more sales, and, giving your business a hell of a lot more jobs? So, as a local business, you should always watch for leads. You should, have your lead generation magnet. You should have a funnel in order to qualify your leads that gets you customers. Now, how are you going to set up this? Well, you will need a system capable of acquiring and qualifying your leads, as I've already told you before, but this is the moment to explain it and get into it. Now, you'll have to basically create simple and eye-catching ads. So right here we have, a winter offer with a clear message, right? $1,000 off modern kitchen upgrades, right? And you can see a before and after, pretty self-explanatory, in which, the customers perfectly see, what are you capable of doing? What's the offer? And, a clear before and after with a limited time, I would say winter offer, right? So point out what's usually an inconvenience for your target audience, usually is the price or an incommodity they may feel. So maybe they feel like their kitchen is updated. Maybe they feel like, they need some space, or, they feel like their kitchen is not, at their standard, right? So you can, play with that pain points and actually, get a converting lead. Now, combining limited time offers with a self-explanatory image or video is your usually go-to, as you can see in this example right here. So you'll have to be wise, just like Albert Einstein, because setting ads is not an easy task, but shouldn't also be complicated, right? Because at the end of the day, you are targeting people, you are targeting human beings that just want to, see what you have to offer, right? Because at the end of the day, you are competing on social media, and on social media, there are videos of any sort of type that the user likes. There are videos of, supercars, there are videos, about home designs, there are videos of whatever the user might be interested in, right? And you'll have to be wise and run ads that, within a second, they know what's the offer, basically your services and everything related that, could basically grab their attention and actually, stop their scrolling and, read your services, right? So my honest message here, keep it simple and concise, okay? Make it easy to understand at first glance. Do not overcomplicate it, okay? Because that ad, you spend hours in it, maybe doesn't even work out. And this is really a problem that maybe you might face, or, maybe facing in the future, that you may be spending, 100, well, maybe not 100, but you may be spending, a solid amount of hours into, creating a nice ad, creating, a caption, or creating a nice title, right? But maybe your audience doesn't like the offer, or maybe your audience doesn't like the video for whatever the reasons might be, right? So you just have to keep it simple and basically test everything you can. So at the end of the day, you're able to find the path of success, I would say. So take it as investing in the stock market. So you can see at the beginning, there are ups and downs. So at the beginning, you are basically testing which ads are resonating the most with your audience. So you may be launching different types of ads, but maybe none of them resonate with the audience. So there will be always these ups and downs. But in the long term, you can actually see that the graph goes up. And what this basically means is that if you track your results on weeks, on months, or even years, you're gonna actually see that everything you tested with, you'll have a clear understanding on what the audience is resonating with and what the audience buys. So you'll have, a better understanding overall on what ads you should be running with what offers, titles, images, and whatever, right? Now, talking about audiences and talking about targeting, right? When you are advertising a local business, when you're advertising a home improvement business in this case, you are limited by your delivery radius. And that means that you'll have to play it smart with the audience you're given, because your local area cannot grow. Your delivery radius maybe can grow by 5 miles or 10 miles, right? But you will have to play with the same audience over and over again. So you'll have to play it smart and play the long game and actually see what, kind of new strategies can you come up with and basically run a successful campaign. But do not overcomplicate your targeting, okay? Always better to play the safe long game. And what this basically means is that if you have a limited targeting audience, you don't have to look for this specific customer that, is your perfect lookalike customers, okay? You can basically run kind of a broader, I would say, targeting, because at the end of the day, you won't have much people to work with, okay? So you don't want to, go for the exact profile that you're looking for, because you are going to run out of people, okay? That is what I'm trying to say. Now, you'll have to test things when running different types of campaigns. Now, I'm going to explain you what I personally do, and then you can decide to implement it or not, okay? So, as you can see, there are 2 different types of campaigns right here. So, I am a kind of 2 campaigns guy, okay, in which I like setting 2 different types of campaigns to see what the audience resonates with. One is kind of a bigger campaign, and the other one is just for retargeting to actually, grab the attention of the people who engage with your campaign but didn't actually become a customer. So all that people that engage with yourself, that engage with the ad, that engage with the business will be retargeted over and over again. And I'm going to explain you this in a second. So, testing things. Don't be afraid to test new things, okay? And I usually like to, as I said, place a big ad campaign with different ad sets. Ad sets that, are related with areas, that are related with demographics, related with interests, related with lookalikes, related with gender and ages, related with, a bigger, broad audience, I would say. And all these different data that I'm trying to target is in order to see what type of people is actually resonating with the offer and with the business itself, with the ad itself, right? So you can play test with different creatives, you can play test with different, copy, you can play test with different offers to see again what the audience is resonating with. So you place all this huge, ad campaign, all this huge ad set in which you basically test, as I said, the different areas, demographics, interests, lookalikes, and genders and offers. So basically, you want to place, or I like to place, a huge campaign in which I can basically see what is the people resonating the most, right? Now, the other ad campaign, I like to also place in a small retargeting campaign in which is basically people that engage with your website, that engage with your, social media, or that maybe, well, in most of the times I would say engage with your ads. So all these people that shown an interest in one of these 3 things, and you can even add more if you want to, but if people show interest into one of these three things that I want to retarget people with, that means that maybe they are in some way interested in, right? And by setting this small audience targeting, you can actually get a huge amount of customers too, right? So now you know how to properly set up a campaign and how to, well, basically play test things and basically play the long-term game in which, you start testing things, you see what the audience is resonating with, and basically what I really like the most is, getting to know your audience so you can actually get even more leads in the future, right? So all of this is tracked in one single thing, and this is the only way you can actually track results and the only way you can see if you're running a successful campaign. And this is based on results, okay? So how can you track results? How can you, well, be able to analyze all the data and see if you are running a profitable campaign, or instead you are running a campaign that is, ending your campaign budgets, right? So it is all by analyzing the data, okay? You can analyze the cost per clicks, you can analyze the cost per 1,000 impressions, you can analyze the cost per call, you can analyze the cost per appointment, for example, you can analyze the cost per client, you can also analyze the average order value. And when you have all these different metrics, well, when you have all these different metrics into one single platform, I would say into one single Excel sheet, you can place it, right? You can actually see how much, is costing you each of these things, and you can see if you are running a profitable campaign. Now, how does these numbers should look like? How do I know if, my cost per lead or my cost per call or my cost for, the average order value is actually profitable for my business? Well, I'm actually going to give you a hint here. And well, basically the average home renovation leads goes for around $30 to $100 if you, well, basically place your advertisement properly. So yeah, that's kind of a guidance on whether you are, getting, profitable leads. If you are, getting leads for less, maybe they are far less qualified, right? And if you are getting leads for a little bit too high, maybe those leads, or maybe the campaign is not optimized. And when I say that the campaign is not optimized, maybe is that the website that you are, well, placing your leads to is not optimized. Maybe the photos or images are not, resonating with the audience, or maybe the, the offer is not okay. So when playtesting all these different things, you'll be able to get there. But you might be thinking, how can I contact these leads? Because it is fine, it is very cool to generate all these leads, all these huge amounts of leads that could even convert into clients, right? But how can you actually, from an ad that is placed on the social media, on the internet, can you get the information from your leads to actually, well, talk with them or get an appointment and sign a deal, right? Well, you'll need a qualification process, okay? And as impressive as this might sound, okay, if you don't utilize a thing that it's, related in some way with this process I'm going to show you, you could have the best performing ad, you could have the best creative, you could have the best offer, okay? But if you don't implement qualification process, if you don't, kind of have any real way of qualifying your leads, all the work that you've done will lead to nothing. And this is even more important than maybe crafting an offer, I would say, okay? So basically, you will need a process that is able to, see which leads are actually a fit into your business and could even convert into a customer, and which leads are not a fit for your business at all, right? This is just to basically save you from a complete mess, because again, it is very cool to generate hundreds of leads, but if you are getting 100, lists of numbers to call, you are going to end up, in a mess, okay? So this is just a way to basically raise the bar a little bit, raise the bar of entry and not let anyone to contact with the business, I would say, and to basically, only get the people who is actually bought into your services and just clear away people or time wasters that are just looking but not buying anything at all. So the way to qualify your leads, there's actually different ways, and I'm sure that in this video I'm not going to explain you each one of them, but I'm going to explain you the ways that I think that works the most and the most common one and the ones that I personally use. So the first one is pre-qualifying them with, in this case, Facebook forms, right? So you can basically run the ads and say, hey, there's a form you can submit, and with that we will be able to call you. So you basically get all their contact information. So in this case, there's an example of a form in which you could say save thousands with your kitchen or bathroom model. And then you ask these two different, simple questions, but they are, the most important part is that they are not autofill questions, right? They have to actually click on the question. So in this sort of way, you are kind of making them make an action, right? So very simple question, do you own or rent a home? So if they own a home, you are kind of qualifying that lead, because at the end of the day, you are not going to talk with people that do not own a home if you are actually going to renovate their home. You can see where are they located at, right? You can ask for their zip, and then you can ask them for their contact information, so you can, again, later call them, right? But this is kind of the standard way of qualifying your leads, okay? This is kind of the lazy way, I would say. And you can even get creative with these forms, and you can even ask for more questions without having to, lead all your leads to an external website, or without, getting them out of their comfort zone, which is Facebook or Instagram, right? But the only problem I would find in these, forms is that you will require a CA or a BA, because you will only be asking for, their email and phone number, and and maybe, where do they live, right? But at the end of the day, you will only be able to contact them by basically calling them, right? And you won't be calling them every single day, all the time, 24 hours a day, right? So you will need someone to actually follow up with them and to actually see if they qualify or not. Now, let me explain you the way I pre-qualify all my clients' new coming leads. So in that way, they only get in touch with the ones that are interested without having to, rely on Facebook forms, or without to, endless calling sessions that lead to nowhere, right? So we place an automated process with a software or a CRM, right? This is basically a system that can automatically pre-qualify all your leads. You can do this with different types of programs and softwares, and you can basically implement it into your business if you wish to. So this is a 3-step simple process, in which the first step is to educate the leads. The second one is to ask if they want to enroll, so you can later qualify them, right? And the third one is to contact them, or they contacting you, okay? So let me go a little bit more deeper into, explaining you how this whole process works, okay? So instead of letting all your leads submit their contact information utilizing Facebook forms and leaving all the work for you or your CA or BA, okay, what we can do is educate the lead. And how can we educate the lead? Well, pretty simple, okay? We can redirect them into your landing page, into a website in which they'll be able to see, all your client reviews, right? What your past customers think of your services, right? So here is when you would put, all your Google reviews from Google, Yelp, Thumbtack, or wherever, right? So you can also add in this website an about us, right? You can explain who you are, where are you located, what are your services, right? So in that way, this new coming lead has a sense of familiarity with your business, right? And actually resonates a little bit more and sees that there is actual people working in there. Because I would say that there's an obsession with, being super formal and, showing that professionalism. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I mean, that is perfectly fine, okay? But showing that humans also run this business, okay? And that you are going to talk to humans. You are not going to talk with, only people that does the job and that's it. Also, really makes a strong bond into this new coming lead. That because remember that you are converting someone that didn't know anything about your business, that was completely on cold, and you are educating them, and you are getting from that cold stage into a warmer stage by showing them, what your customers think and about us, talking about you or your business and showing actual people. And you can even put how the process would look like, right? So you can add, for example, the discovery phase, a blueprint creation, a transforming stage, and, the handover of the service, right? You can also get a little bit more creative into this website that you're going to lead all your leads into. And, for example, put before and after services. So in that way, all these new coming leads are getting from that cold stage into a warmer stage, and they are able to see what you're able to deliver, right? Because remember, you are showing them your customers' reviews, you are showing them how the process works, you are showing them who you are, and you're also showing them your past work, what you're capable of delivering, right? And all this process, which is educating the lead, is making, this lead get a strong bond with your business and actually maybe converting into, basically hiring the possibilities into, becoming a new coming lead. And you can also get even more creative and add yourself into a video explaining, why your services are better than your competition, or why do you care so much for your customers, or basically showing that you're also human, and that really works out. Now, the second stage, you are already educated the lead, but now you want to basically ask them for their information, right? You want to see if they basically qualify for your services or not, right? So you are going to basically place a form, a survey, in which you'll be able to ask questions, right? You'll be able to ask questions about what they're looking for. Make questions you usually do to your prospects in order to qualify them, right? So here you would be asking about, what type of renovation are you looking for? In what time horizon are you looking to, right? Or what is your budget? So every single one of these questions, you'll be able to qualify these leads, and you'll be able to see whether or not, again, they qualify, and they'll be able to be a good customer for you, and in order for you to waste their time on their needs, right? And this really works out on the, lead qualifying process, right? So all of this process, all of this, qualifying process will be for you and for them to basically have context when you actually make the call. So they will have context of you, of your services, what you're able to deliver, that you are able to fulfill your clients, right? And you will also have context on them, because you will be able to see, their name, where are they located, what are they looking for, what renovation, what budget do they have. So it is kind of this exchange of information that you will be able to have more chances of actually getting a deal, right? But you can actually get even more creative than that. And if you would like to, you can also, implement a calendar in which, instead of them submitting a form, they can even schedule an appointment to at your business or at their own home for you to actually get there in person and to, give them an estimate on what the costs and what they can do, for the specific home that you're looking for, right? So it's all about this, I would say, playtesting game in which you are, again, testing things to see which ones really resonates the most with your audience, and also whether to see what is worth for you automating or not, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about time, right? And if you can get the same results without spending as much time, calling, or without spending, as much time prospecting for leads, it's even better, right? And you can even follow up with them by sending, messages, or by sending images to their phone number, because at the end of the day, you will have their phone number. So you can even automate this whole process too, and actually nurture your leads with job that you've already done. So they have yourself in their minds, and you have, higher possibilities of closing that deal, right? And so that was basically it. That was how to run a successful ad campaign for local home improvement business. Now, if you found some value in it, make sure to, drop a comment if you want to, asking me whatever, leaving a like. And if you think that someone could make good use out of this, don't hesitate and share this information, because, well, I'm uploading these videos for people that are in need of all this information. And well, yeah, so basically we can have better business owners run a successful business, so they can feed their families, have a better experience for their employees and customers, and overall run a better business, right? And yeah, with that being said, if you would be interested in us basically delivering these services I've just told you, you can go on the first link I will leave on the description, right? So you can contact with us, and I'll make sure to give as much love as possible. And yeah, with that being said, this was the whole video. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you. Well, I'll see you in the next video. See ya.